Hi, this is CeeLo Knotts or Dr. Tom Knotts. And if you've been following the first lectures, you've learned how to do the proper breathing, how to slow down, attach to the heart, and you've also learned now to breathe in, the tongue raised, seeing green, and breathing out, dropping the tongue and seeing yellow. I want to now tell you about the meridians. Meridians are what we would call the electrical conduits or the conduits by which the life force works. You have several systems. Now we classify them like, phlegmatics, et cetera, limbic system, cardiovascular, pulmonary. In Chinese, they would color them instead of calling them. And, like liver would have a dark color. And this is why when you see a chakra chart, it'll show you different colors. Each color has a significant wave pattern. Every type of light has a different frequency and a different pattern. So when you visualize it in your mind, your body will actuate it and turn it into closer to that frequency. And when you get really good, you'll be able to do like baking your liver, or in other words, detoxifying it, getting fat to melt and release from it. So 12 meridians, and I'm going to show you this. The body has 12 of them. And basically, a meridian is a life force channel. So the first two run directly from here up and right down the middle. And like stripes, they come right next to each other. When you get really good at Qigong, you can take them, like I just latched in on this one right here, and I'm pulling over to this side, and I'm generating it into here. It means I'm putting my energy into this hand, okay? I don't know if you can see how dark my fingers have just started turning, and that's why they call it red sand hand, or iron palm is called red sand hand. So you have 12 meridians, and they go like this, and then they go to the outer appendage. You have 3 in each leg, 3 in each arm, and you have, of course, 6 that go through the central system into the head. Meridians are important because when you learn to channel, and you learn to pull energy, a Qigong master can pull positive or negative. A beginner, a female, will primarily just pull right through the head and the hands. A male will pull right from the feet and the hands. But once you begin mastering it, you'll be able to pull energy. You'll even be able, it's called psychic vampirism, where you can touch people and pull energy or pull their life force. I don't recommend you ever trying to do that. Now, as you develop your ability to breathe, you're going to become more sensitive to energy and energy waves. And for instance, you'll be able to see people's auras, which is the electromagnetic field that surrounds the body. It's called your life force. And just like a mood ring, back in the 70s, they would sell mood rings, and my sister had one. And when her mood changed, the color of the ring would change because it was sensitive to the aura and the change of the aura. An aura will have everybody has at least 2 colors, but the more you develop it, like the cat Umanagi, he had an incredible rainbow. When I saw him, and this is back in like 1974 when I'm 60 years old. When I was a kid, his aura was so big it blew me away. And he would, of course, he would walk and he would, do the forms of the cat, and that's why they called him the cat Umanagi. But in tiger or cat training, whether it be golden lion, tiger, panther, whichever one of the systems, you learn how to breathe through your hands, through your feet, and your whole body becomes that way. So meridians are how you channel the life force, and it's how you heal your life force. I got hit by a car 2 years ago, and it knocked a hole in my guts here and one in the backside of my intestines because of the metal when it hit me. And I went to the hospital, and they didn't believe me because they didn't believe, one, I would have driven there. I had been on my bicycle, and they literally didn't believe me. And because I don't show pain or anything. So it took me 2 weeks to get into the VA, and when they did the colonoscopy, they said, wow, and they took pictures. I had what they call internal hemorrhoids, which is hemorrhaging where the fibers have been torn loose. They said, we can't believe you didn't bleed to death. And it's because I was able to control my breathing and my life force. When you begin controlling the meridians, you'll be like my wife and everybody say, you have an insane healing factor. I will get cut in a day or so that you won't know it. Okay? I got bit by a serpent out here about a month ago. I was out here in the middle of the night. I went out in the dark and stepped near a snake, and he bit me. And it healed within about a week. It turned blue. You'd be able to pull poisons out of your body and push them out of your body. And of course, it's through your sweat glands, through your tongue, the bottom of your feet. There's, behind the ears because of the glands that go down here. And we'll get into that later, to where you'll learn to push toxins out of your body. Qigong is a powerful art. It's an art of life and healing. When you use it for the bad thing, it's called poison hands and poison hand secrets. And I'm not talking about these charlatans that do where they pretend to knock people out or spirit. That's a bunch of crap. But I'm talking about where you're able to do different things that I'm not going to discuss in this. So with Qigong, you have 12 meridians. Okay? Later on, I'll get a chart and show you. And you learn to pull the energy, to move the energy according to the meridians. Now, at the Shaolin Temple, they had what was called the bronze band room, because you start out in just the air, moving with the objects of the air, and then you go to hitting softer objects, and then you get up to where you're hitting and striking wood. And when you go from wood, you go to metal. For instance, I used to work out on trees when I was younger, and I would shake the top of a tree 25 feet up, tear the bark off the tree, bring the limbs off the tree. When you get to where you're working out with iron or bronze men, they will have all 12 of the meridians, and they'll be marked out, and they will put balls, they'll drop them. And the idea is to strike the balls before they get through the bottom. And this is the way you learn how to target specific areas with your energy in your hands. Okay? But you also, on the other hand, you learn how to get into a stance, and you allow them, like my instructor would walk behind me and aside of me, and he would hit me incredibly hard. But it got to where I didn't feel it. And then I would go into the next pose, and he would strike me again, and I would get into the next pose, and he would strike me again. And as he did it, it builds your ability to give and receive. You receive the energy, and instead of being damaged, you simply channel that energy and suck it up and use it against them. That's why, like in the art of Xing Quan, a person will hit you, and I've had that happen. I had a guy kick me in the throat, and he flew off of my throat. My throat collapsed, and it popped right back, but it knocked him out. So this is Dr. Knotts. Continue your breathing. Tongue to the roof of the mouth, around the back, fill from the lower dantian all the way to the top. Turn, breathe out, see yellow healing light go through your body. And now start trying to send energy through your hand, through your foot, down your leg, into your throat, because you have a series of adenoids or filters for the lymphatic system. Try to send energy in there, and it goes from right here down here. See how that line, I don't know if you can see it, but it goes from behind the ear here down. If you take your finger and run it and come to this point and then go straight down, you'll see here. Now, the way that you'll know you found the pressure system or the energy system point is it'll be a cavity or a soft spot. And a soft spot, for instance, like this is the gamma point or the Gametra point. When you do emotional responses, you will seal things in through the gamma point. Now, you see, mine is very dark today, okay? And that's because I've been fighting off whatever my wife brought home from where she works. So this is Dr. Tom. Meridians are life force channels. As you practice your breathing, begin pulling energy in through your feet, through your hands, through the top of your head, and moving it through these channels. All right, I will catch you on the next video, Qigong practitioners. And what I'm going to do after I get the basics into you is I'm going to set this up outside, and I will show you the first set of forms. There's 108 forms in Qigong, and some of them are quite lengthy and long, but they're very enjoyable. Lord bless you today.